Arsenal, wait, this camera's fucked up. Arsenal just completed against Brighton the most Mickey Mouse win I have ever seen. This might be the game that officially wins them the title. Well, not like officially wins them the title. It'll probably be like one of the later games in the season, maybe the last match day. But like this is the game that like I think they're 7 points ahead. I mean, Man City have a game in hand. They're 7 points ahead, Man City right now. This could be the game. Looking back 10 years, not even 10 years, like in the next year or so, we will look back and say this Brighton game was the game that won them the title. And it was the most Mickey Mouse shit I have ever seen in my entire life. This was the stupidest fucking game I've ever seen. So fucking stupid. Obviously, Brighton lost 1-0. Brighton at home. Brighton dominated. Brighton dominated that game. That should have been a Brighton win. At the least, a tie. At the least, a tie. Brighton dominated the fuck out of that game. All their players were better than Arsenal's players. I will say Arsenal's back line was very, very good. Every time I watch Arsenal, it is depressing because their defense is the best in the world. It's one of the best defenses I've ever watched. It's that good. But their offense is so ass. Victor Gyökeres, once again, was shit. Eze, not very good. Martinelli, not good. Saka, he got a goal. Do not let that fool you. Was shit today. Saka was shit. Saka and Cole Palmer today. By the way, I will make a video on the Aston Villa performance because God, what a game. Saka and Cole Palmer both got a goal. Cole Palmer was significantly better than Saka in this match day. Significantly better. I am so tired of hearing their names brought up at the same time. Saka will never do what Cole Palmer can do. It'll never happen. It'll never. I mean, besides winning the league. I guess Saka will have that above Cole Palmer. But besides that, Saka has fucking nothing above Cole Palmer. Nothing. Cole Palmer is and was a better player today. They didn't even face each other. I'm still comparing them. I don't give a shit. Brighton. First off, Verbruggen. What the fuck was that? You pissed me off. You're one of my least favorite players in the world right now. Because you had to go and give Saka that Mickey Mouse ass goal. You had to give Saka that shitty ass goal. You couldn't fucking close your legs, bro. You couldn't close your legs. I was going to make a really bad joke. I was going to make a really, really inappropriate and distasteful joke. That's how much you pissed me off, bro. That's how much you pissed me off. Because you were not good this game. You were horrible. First off, you didn't have to save any shots. Because I think, let me check the stats here real quick. Arsenal, how many shots did they have? I'm pretty sure they had like 0, bro. I feel like they had none. Like actually no shots. Okay. Well, they had 2 shots on target. 2 shots on target. And Verbruggen fucking had the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Saka, one of the worst goals of the Prem. One of the worst goals. It reminded me of that goal that Malo Gusto scored against, I forgot, maybe Palmeiras? I think it might have been Palmeiras. Malo Gusto scored a goal against Palmeiras where the goalkeeper was like here and he literally kicked it directly at the goalkeeper, but for some reason he went here and like the ball went over his shoulder. It reminded me of that goal because it is the most Mickey Mouse ass goal. And same thing with that Malo Gusto goal. Like I'm still shitting on that Malo Gusto goal in the Club World Cup. Yeah, it was in the Club World Cup, by the way. I probably should have said that. Just overall, Verbruggen, horrible performance. Back line for Brighton was Wiefer, Van Heck. I don't know who this guy is. Boscagli. I don't think I've ever seen this brother in my entire life. He's 28, French. I don't know. He was actually pretty decent, though. And then Kadioglu. Van Heck was good as always. I am a huge Van Heck enjoyer. I love Van Heck. I think he's really good defensively. I think he's insane on the ball. I would love to have Van Heck at Chelsea. He was really, really good this game. Kadioglu, I think, was good this game. Really, like, there wasn't really a I mean, Baleba was shit. Like, Baleba, bro, the fall-off needs to be studied. How the fuck is Baleba, like, fell off this much? This brother was talked about as the next Caicedo. The next Caicedo. Do you know how good Caicedo was at Brighton? Well, actually, he wasn't really that great at Brighton. I mean, he was. Like, he was 100 mil worth. But he really started to shine when he was at Chelsea. Or when he's right now at Chelsea. That would have been bad. Caicedo also didn't have that great a performance. But topic for a different video that I'm going to film right after this. Baleba was not good. Baleba was significantly bad. I remember there was a chance. I barely remember. There was a chance that he had. Embarrassing. He like tried to. Oh yeah. He like tried to chip it over the keeper, and then William Saliba just like headed it. It was so like, brother, just shoot. Like you can equalize, bro. Like, or I don't even remember if that was before or after the goal, but like you can equalize, bro. Like, what are you doing? That was embarrassing. The front three, Mitoma, horrible performance. Mitoma did not look good at all, in my opinion. We got to talk about Mitoma in 2026 because yes, the gimmick was cool when the stories came out that he like went to college and then wrote an essay about dribbling or whatever, the art of dribbling, and then he went to go play for Brighton or whatever. That was cool and all. Mitoma in 2026 is ass. He's just ass. He's not a good player. He's mid. He's a 5 out of 10 player. I don't remember the last time I watched Mitoma and he actually had a good performance. He got hooked on halftime, bro. Hooked at halftime. You know who also gets hooked at halftime? That Ousmane Dembele performance in the World Cup. That final performance, horrible. Same level of performance Mitoma had. I mean, this wasn't a World Cup stage, World Cup final stage, but that was the same performance Mitoma had. Shit. He's not good, bro. He's really not. Hinselwood I thought was whatever. I don't even remember him touching the ball, I'm going to be honest. And then Gomez I actually thought was good. I really like Angel Gomez. I think he's, Paraguayan or some shit? Yeah, Paraguayan. I'm going to be watching him for the World Cup for Paraguay. Yeah, I actually really like Angel Gomez. I think he's one of Paraguay's best players. I think he's actually kind of underrated at Brighton. And then, obviously, the star of the show, who I think was, besides like some of the Arsenal players like David Raya, Gabriel, Timber, Mosquera, who all played very well. Besides any of and Declan Rice also played really well. Besides any of the Arsenal players, of the Brighton players, he was, in my opinion, the best player on the pitch. For Brighton. He was the best Brighton player on the pitch. Rudder, he was like created chances by himself. Obviously, we know how good Arsenal's defense is, and he was genuinely like penetrating it, like pause, but he was genuinely penetrating it. He was making decisive passes. He was making some good shots. He was testing the keeper. Really, really good in my opinion. I like Georgino Rudder is like one of those players where I'm like, bro, he is so good, and I wonder where he would be if he wasn't in Brighton. Like I feel like Brighton kind of not ruin these players' careers because there's a lot of players that they grab from like Greece or whatever that nobody ever hears of. But I feel like Rudder could go to a different team that isn't Brighton, like a Bournemouth or a Brentford that are actually like Brighton are trying to sell their assets. Bournemouth and Brentford are trying to get like a European football, I feel like. So if he went to one of those teams, I think he would be insane. Like him being the main man on that team, starting every single game. Well, I don't think he should go to Bournemouth because they have Krupi and they have Ryan. He would be better than Ryan. Ryan's good. Krupi's insane. He would be better than Ryan. But he's a player where I feel like he needs to go to maybe even a Crystal Palace where they're actually I feel like pushing for those higher competitions, and he would be insane. And then he maybe even get a bigger move to I don't even know, maybe like a Juve. Bro, honestly, Juve, if they want to get a striker, I think Jonathan David's been okay. If they really, I feel like they should get a center back. But if they want to go for a striker, I feel like Georgino Rudder is a good option. He'd be 70 mil, so probably not. At that point, just get Osimhen, for 100. I don't know what I'm talking about, though. I just love Georgino Rudder. We'll talk about Arsenal's side now. Again, so defensively solid. I'm so tired. I know I'm a Chelsea fan, and the greatest season we ever had was when we were just playing counterattacking defensive football. But I'm so sick of just watching their defense over and over and over again. Mosquera, Gabriel, Hincapié, Timber, Rice, all insane today. Zubimendi was good. I don't think he was incredible. The thing is, I just think Zubimendi's overrated. I feel like Zubimendi is doing Declan Rice's job that Declan Rice was doing 2 years ago. And now Declan Rice doesn't have to do that boring-ass job anymore, and he can actually shine defensively and offensively and play as more progressing, where Zubimendi is he's a player that takes the ball from the back line to him, and he's able to pass it, side to side through the midfield to let a Rice or an Eze or even a Trossard. Trossard didn't play, but a Trossard, go forward. Or, a Saka or whatever. But Rice is just the standout in the midfield, like so much more. Martinelli was shit. Martinelli was not good. I actually don't even remember a single time he did anything that entire game. And I'm pretty sure he got hooked at halftime. Not halftime. He got hooked 60th minute. He got hooked for, what's his name? Trossard, who was like average. He was bang average. Gyökeres, horrible as always. I mean, I talked about him a little bit, but just not good. Gyökeres is just not good. He's not a good striker. If I'm Arsenal, I'm going to just give some insight right now. I'm going for a striker. I'm going for an Osimhen. I'm going for a big name. Like, okay, let's just say hypothetically. By the way, Raya, insane game too. I keep forgetting about goalkeepers. Let's just say hypothetically that Arsenal win the treble. They win, like, deadass win the treble. FA Cup. I feel like FA Cup's bigger than the Carabao. FA Cup, CL, Prem, right? I don't think it's going to happen, but let's just hypothetically say they do. I'm still, like, this squad still needs fixing. I don't care how good this squad is. Left wing and striker, these should not be your options. Your options should not be Trossard and Martinelli on the left, and then your strikers are Kai Havertz and Gyökeres. I know Kai Havertz already won a CL, but, like, that was Tuchel tax, and Gyökeres is just horrible. Like, he's just not a good player at all. He's an excellent finisher. I will give him that. He is an incredible finisher. Everything else, horrible. Seeing this dude on a breakaway is embarrassing as, like, just like watching him as a football player. Like, he has a professional contract, and this is how he looks on breakaways. I remember watching him against Chelsea. Oh my God, this guy had like 3 one-on-ones with Chalobah. How are you getting like absolutely obliterated, shut out by Chalobah? How does Liam Rosignol, and he's a good coach. We're going to talk about the Aston Villa performance very soon. How does Liam Rosignol look at a player, just look at any player in the world, any other striker, and go, oh yeah, Chalobah, that's all we need? How? He might actually be the worst player in the Prem. There is no other striker, not the worst player in the Prem, worst striker in the Prem. That's not even that crazy. I put Fleming above him, bro. I put, what's the Wolves one? Ayoka Dare or whatever the fuck his name is. I put him above him. Hugo Strand-Larsen is better. Let's see. Mateta is better. I'm just going through the Crystal Palace strikers. I'm going through, like, the low. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is better. Welbeck is better. Rudder is better. I'm just trying to think of, like, really shit strikers. Like, in the lower teams. Who does West Ham have? Maybe he might be better than Castellos or whatever his name is. I don't even know what his name is. The Argentinian striker. But if we count Jared Bowen as, like, their main striker, Jared Bowen is definitely better. He actually is probably the worst striker in the Prem. He's so bad. There is no other striker in the Prem that Chalobah can lock up like he did against Gyökeres. There's no other player. Chalobah, the only reason Chalobah's on this pitch is because he's, like, actually decent on the ball. That's the only reason. That's the only reason he's on this pitch. He's the only player. If Levi Colwill was not injured, Chalobah would barely be getting minutes. He really wouldn't. It would just be because of injuries and stuff. And he probably will get more because Wesley Fofana is injured. Again, this is not a Chelsea video. Let me just get through Arsenal, Brighton home above. Albion. I don't know how to pronounce that shit. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to say. I think Brighton played a significantly better game than Arsenal, even though, you know, goalkeeper horrible. They're bad, like, bro, just like, I look at their players and I'm like, man, some of these players are insane, but like they have like the Chelsea mentality, which is a small mentality of like, all right, we just need to make these players look better than what we bought them for, and then we can sell them. And then, like, I feel like the team changes like every year. They never are able to keep like these good ass players. Like, bro, this dude right here, I'm looking at him on a FOTMod. What's his name? Pascal Gross, 34 years old. Played well today, bro. Like, I feel like next season I'm never gonna see him again. I didn't see him like anywhere last season. I don't even remember seeing him last season. This season, he's been doing a lot better. He's actually been playing well. Next season, I'm not even gonna see him. That's a leader on the team. That's a leader, and he does nothing. Just looking at these subs, they do nothing. Brian sub on this dude named Harry Howell, who's like a 17-year-old like youth product or something. I've never heard of this brother my entire life. I've heard like some Brighton fans hype him up. I have no clue who he is. And then Yassine Ayadi, y'all know Yassine Ayadi, one of my favorite players. Not one of my favorite players in the Prem, but he's like, I really think he's underrated. I really, really like him. But he came on and did nothing. Actually, he came on and did worse because he got a yellow card, like, immediately. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to say, but this is the most Mickey Mouse win of all time. Obviously, Man City dropped points to Nottingham Forest. I might have a video about that, just on that Elliot Anderson performance, because, oh my God, what a player. I would love to talk about him. Yeah. But that's probably going to be the end of the video. Arsenal were shit. Thank you for watching.